Here's an interview from one of our past shows on Rock and Metal Revival. If you're interested in hearing full shows, go to our Facebook page and check out our list of affiliates for times and places where you can hear Rock and Metal Revival.
There's a latest single from Crobot called Set Me Free from their new album called Feel This. And with us today, we want to welcome back Branden, the lead vocalist from Crobot. Welcome back to Rock and Metal Revival, Branden.
Hey, how's it going? You guys called me the drummer earlier because I was on time, I guess.
Yeah, well, you know, not very many lead singers are on time, so this is awesome. I just got to say...
I use my sundial. That's how I get through.
Nice.
Well, I just got to say this new album, we told you this off the air, is just killer. Now, the last time we had you on the show, you had just released your EP, Rat Child, and we're about to head out on a short mid-rest run for that tour. Now, what I got to know is that wasn't too long ago. How the heck did you get a full album done? Was it already in the can? I mean, because that wasn't that long ago.
We are very, very sneaky, sir.
Nice.
No, we are always trying to keep the writing iron hot, and you know we're constantly writing or thinking about what we want to write about. So it's just part of our natural progression as a band. We like to write as much as we like to perform, so we had a lot of time on our hands too. So you know we just continue doing something in any capacity.
Nice. So another solid release, man. I like. What was the writing and recording process any different from the last album to this one?
Yeah. So I think. You know, the process that we recorded definitely lent some strengthening and some fortitude into these songs, because when we approached the record with Jay, even having conversations leading up to the studio, he just described his process of, let's get in there, let's do a song by song. And, we're not going to move on to the next song until the last one's done. And we just we've never done a record that way. And we've always wanted to do it that way. But so far gone are those days of anybody, producers usually don't like to work that way logistically because, you like to get drum sounds and you like to not touch the mics because that's the drum sound for the record, and
yeah.
But it was cool to be able to get in there and just to focus everything on one song at a time. And I really think that helped the songs at the end of the day too.
Nice.
Now, Branden, Mother Brain really broke Crobot to the world. It was such a great album. How challenging was it for you to write the successor for such a great album like Mother Brain?
I think we realized in the moment of Mother Brain that that one was going to be a hard album to beat, but we just had to beat it. We had to prove to ourselves and to the world, I think, that that Mother Brain wasn't just a fluke, and that we really are getting better at writing songs. So I think and we went into this record with a mountain of songs. I think it was probably close to 100 songs by the time we were done writing.
Wow.
Which is a good problem to have, but at the same time,
man,
it makes it hard to pick just 12 to put on a record.
Yeah,
because I read that you recorded 16 songs, and how hard? Having them all recorded and everything, and then having to weed out 4 of them. Are those going to end up on an EP? Maybe.
We're hoping that we circle back and have like a deluxe edition of the record.
There you go.
Because those songs got to make it out there in some capacity. We had a lot of fun making this record, and sometimes those extra songs aren't anything more than just, hey, this doesn't fit the vibe with the rest of the record. So, rather than have one song stand out as like a sore thumb, so to speak, you just kind of push to the side, and it's not a good song or a great song by any means, but it just doesn't fit with the vibe of the record. So that's more often than not what happens with the extra songs. So we're excited to get them out there in some way, shape, or form. I think it'll be different, though. I think it'll be a deluxe edition rather than, like the Rat Child EP release and everything as an EP.
Okay.
Now, Branden, I've been going to see Crobot live since the release of Something Supernatural, and one of the things that made me a fan, besides the great music you guys do, is you guys are such a killer live band. And the thing I love about you guys is I can see you on stage with some old school hard rock bands like, say, Tesla or a band like Shaman's Harvest, who you were just in town with. Was that the original plan of the band when you guys started out, was to fit in with all genres of hard rock so you could play with just about anybody?
I don't think that was the thought process, but we found ourselves very early on chameleoning ourselves within bills, and we started out in central Pennsylvania. There was a pretty big metal scene around our vicinity, and we played a lot of shows with a lot of heavier bands, and it just became comfortable and not even a second thought for us to just say yes to a show no matter who was playing, just because we felt like we have those elements that maybe certainly we're not death metal or black metal or anything, but we share the Sabbath thread, at least, right?
Yeah.
So we feel like as long as you're a fan of music, you can kind of hear through that, and that's why we're able to go out with bands like Danzig and Cradle of Filth on the same bill, albeit there's a level of anxiety that goes with accepting those kind of tours, but it usually turns out great, and we just got done that tour before the Shaman's Harvest tour, and it was a great tour. So we find ourselves in those situations more often than not, I think, because we have this sort of uniqueness that we try to hold on to near and dear as well, and I think sometimes there's a cost for that, but sometimes it's a perk too, because we can kind of fit in with any number of bands.
Cool.
Yeah, you toured with Steel Panther before the pandemic and stuff, and that would have been a great show to see right there. I wish I would have been able to see that one. What would be your ultimate tour package with Crobot? Who's on your bucket list of, man, if these guys ever wanted us to tour, we'd be on the road right now, right with them?
Well, I would say Clutch, but that one was a reality in 2014. That was our dream tour. So
cool.
So that one came to fruition. I'd love to will that one back into the universe, but I think Queens of the Stone Age is a band that we've always looked up to and loved, and I think that that's a band that we would love to tour with.
Oh.
Branden, I'm really digging this track on the new album called Dance with the Dead, the new release. What can you tell us about that song? I mean, it seems to find the repeat button on my radio over and over and over again.
That one's a little different of a venture for us. Yeah. We had this chunk of songs as we find ourselves more often than not. We have these chunks of songs through each writing process. This chunk of songs sounds like Dio, and this chunk of songs sounds like Soundgarden, and this chunk of songs is like 80s arena pop rock, and that's where I think Dance with the Dead came out of those that era of our songwriting process. And I think it was Bishop that said, "Are you sure that this is a Crobot song, because this isn't a major key. We've never written a song in a major key. It's just seems very weird to not have a little bit of doom and gloom in there." So it was an interesting venture, and I think it we always like to maintain this level of head bob and hip shake. And I think that one's got it all, and it's albeit a little different from what you're used to in the Crobot sound.
Yeah, definitely. Now, I got a chance to see the Set You Free video, and dude, that piano looked like it got a little hot. Did you end up getting fingers singed or anything? Because it looked like there's some wind and stuff too, man.
Oh yeah,
with
it
the
was,
hair and stuff, man. Ooh.
Yeah, OSHA would not approve of that set. Let's just say that. Of course, Texas had to pick the day that Crobot was going to be filming their video at night to have 36-degree temperatures and 40-mile-an-hour winds.
Nice.
I withstood the flames as long as I possibly could. Until it got to a point, and I said, you know what? I'm having like flashbacks of Michael Jackson in a Pepsi commercial. I feel unsafe. So.
Yeah. Okay.
So now,
so it wasn't just me.
Yeah.
I was like, man.
No, I was praying for my life too.
Okay.
So going through the album, Branden, the song "Living on the Streets," that is such a live anthem tune. How many tracks off this new record, Feel This, are you guys playing when you hit the road, when you're out on tour?
It's like half of them. Half of the album we're playing live.
Nice.
You know, we've been playing a lot of the songs live for a while, and we found it so hard to take them out. You know, we're a band that likes to test new material in front of our fans very, very early on. So some of these songs we've been playing for probably close to 2 years now. It's hard to imagine, but you know, we just came back to the same thing every time we try to take one out. The set just feels so much better with the songs in it because, you know, like you said, a lot of them are just meant for the stage. So, you know, it's half the set. You know,
cool.
And we realized that going into it, a lot of people wouldn't know a lot of the material, but we thought that was okay because the energy of these songs is there, and it just felt weird to take them out.
Yeah. Now, Golden's a really cool tune. You guys wrote that for Chris Cornell, I see. How'd that song come about?
Yeah, so we worked with Johnny Andrews on that song, who we also worked with on Low Life. And when we were writing the song, we did it over multiple Zoom sessions, and then eventually, when it was safe to do so, we traveled to Atlanta to wrap it up and put the bow on it. But throughout the whole process, it just really felt, you know, Soundgarden has always influenced us and will always influence what we do because we just think they're one of the best bands ever. And, you know, we carry what they've accomplished and written with us every step of the way. But this one just felt different, and it just felt very, very heavily influenced by Soundgarden. And, you know, the more we wrote about it, the more the theme kind of popped its head, and the words when we were working on the lyrics just sort of you know, were kind of writing themselves, and we just wanted to really call it what it is. And you know, it took us a little bit. There was a little hesitation because, you know, you want to be very genuine and you want to toe the line when it comes to calling something a tribute, and you don't want to, you know, we didn't want to make it seem like we're trying to cash in on anything because, you know, it had to come from a genuine place.
Yeah.
And it really did, you know, and at the end of the day, we just wore our influence on our sleeve with that one and just called it a full-fledged tribute to Chris.
Cool. You know, Branden, you have an unbelievable fan base that you guys refer to as the Beardos, and they are so extremely loyal. Can you tell us a little bit about the Crobot fans and how they help drive you guys as a band?
You know, during the pandemic, a lot of what we missed was playing live shows. You know, I can't think in memory when I've gone that long without playing a show. So that was the part that I knew I missed the most. But the part that I really missed the most about the road is just the camaraderie that we have with our fan base and showing up to anywhere in the world and, you know, connecting with these people on a personal level. And you know, we started this band as fans of music. We continue this band as fans of music. We write music as fans, as selfishly as it is, as fans of our own music. And you know, to just show up to places and have people care about you enough to come see you and, you know, let's be honest, give me a job and an avenue to pursue my dreams. It's just, we owe everything to the fans, and you know, we never forget that. And I think, but these last few years have really showed to us, and I think to everyone who's a music lover, that, you know, we need live music. We need this musical community to feel the best that we can. You know, maybe not to survive. I won't go that far. I mean, maybe, you know, put me 5 years in a vacuum and I'll say something different. But, you know, I think our fans really just are what we're all about. I mean, without fans, the shows would be really awkward.
Yeah.
You know,
a lot of echo.
Yeah, a lot of echo. So we realize that and know that we wouldn't even be 3/4 of the way where we're at if it hadn't been for the fan base. So we always keep our finger on the pulse of our fan base, and, you know, and we hold them near and dear to our hearts, and a lot of them we call family.
Awesome.
So it was good to be able to reconnect with a lot of these people out on the road.
Nice. Now, I see you're playing some shows in Europe later this year. When are you going to make it to the States?
Well, we have a few shows booked at the end of August, early September. So we're working on putting the finishing touches on a U.S. tour during that time. We're just not exactly sure how it's going to pan out at this point, but we'll be back at the end of summer.
Nice.
Okay,
nice.
cool. You know, Branden, I've said it before, Crobot is one of the best live bands I've ever seen, and like, I've seen you guys at on stages like Sonic Boom, where there's thousands and thousands of people. Taste of Madison, just a packed crowd down there, and I've seen you in a smaller club like in Beaver Dam, and you're always such a great front man. And with all that going on stage during a show, I have to ask you, have you ever experienced a Spinal Tap moment?
We try to create more Spinal Tap moments as each tour progresses. You know, I'm birthed out of an egg to start the show.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
We have a fire-breathing, smoking dragon on stage. I'll PG it. And, you know, we just try to be more and more like Spinal Tap.
Nice.
But, you know, I can't think of any tour that hasn't had a Spinal Tap occurrence of some kind.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's getting lost backstage or you know, showing up and throwing gear out of the back to make it on time. There's usually some kind of haphazard occurrence in the Crobot world.
Nice. Now, a serious question. The song Staring at the Sun or Dance with the Dead, which one would have benefited more from adding some cowbell?
Oh, wow. Dance with the Dead. I have to... There you go. More.
Yeah, I got the rhythm like Will Ferrell.
You're hired.
Dude, nice. I'll lay down some tracks for you anytime.
All right, well, Branden, seriously, we mean this sincerely. This album we're not saying we're shocked because we've loved everything you guys have done, but we love this album, and we hope to get to see you out on the road, but we always let our artist pick a song going out of the interview. So from your catalog, what would you like us to play?
I'm going to go with a deep track off the new record, deep track as of now. Let's go with Dizzy. This was supposed to be the first song that we released as of like, hey, this is your first download, your first peer into the new record. And I think it really encapsulates, you know, our sound as a band and the record as a whole. So I'll go with Dizzy.
All right. Well, Branden, you are always welcome to come back here on Rock and Metal Revival.
Oh, thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it.